In order to create the assembly block in the easiest way possible, we're going to go over to SolidWorks, and on the top plane is where I'm going to open a sketch. The tool I'm going to use for most of this is a center rectangle. I'm going to put the center right on the origin and pull out my rectangle. Now currently, my settings are in millimeters. My measurements on my drawing are in inches. So what I need to do to make that match is come down here at the bottom where it says MMGS, open this up and switch it to IPS, which now I'll be able to use inches. It does kick me out of the sketch. So if I right click and go back into the sketch, I can now use Smart Dimension to make this side 2.5 inches, or I'm sorry, I believe that's 2 inches. Let's double check on the drawing. 2 inches by 3 inches. That's the size that I needed. So back to SolidWorks, 2 inches by 3 inches. And you'll notice it keeps the origin in the center. That's highly important. I'm going to exit this sketch, go to Features and Extrude. And when I extrude this up, it goes up 1.25 or 1.25 inches. To make the cut now, I'm going to start a sketch on the top, go normal to it. I've still got the origin in the center. I'm still going to use my center rectangle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click the origin. Sorry, it didn't have the tool. Click the origin and drag all the way out to meet the edge. The edge actually lights up orange. That's my second click. I only need one dimension to size this up, and what it's going to be is I'm going to dimension from here to here, because that's what it shows me in the drawing as being 1/2 inch. You can see that it does both sides because I used a center rectangle. I only needed one dimension. I'm going to exit this sketch with it selected, extrude cut. Control 7 does not change my view. I'm going to go ahead and put in the 1/2 inch depth. Double check by going to isometric that it's going the correct direction, and it is, so I'm going to cut that. So using that center rectangle, I made this portion of the block much easier. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the 2 pegs. So on the rearmost section, I'm going to add the pegs. I'm going to start the sketch there. I'm then going to go normal to the sketch to be looking dead at it. In this case, I'm only going to make 1 peg. I'm going to go ahead and draw my circle. I know from the circle to the edge here, that's 1/2 inch. I know from the circle to either the top or the bottom is 1/4 inch. And the diameter of the circle is also 1/4 inch. I'm going to do all of that, exit my sketch with that selected, go to Features. 0.25 is my extrusion depth. None of the shortcut key. Oh, there it goes. Go ahead and go to ISO. Doesn't want to give me ISO. Here we go, ISO, it is coming up. That's perfect, that's what I want. Sorry, 0.25. And there it is. Now, you know I need 2. I'm not going to go through the process of drawing one again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have that highlighted. And under Features, I have Mirror. Mirror then asks me, what plane do I want to use? I'm picking the plane. So since I started everything from the middle, my right side plane actually divides this block in half. So if I pick the right plane, it's going to create it, and you can see it in yellow being created in the exact same spot on the other side. And I'm going to hit Accept. Now I've got 2, and the nice part is if I went back and edited the location of this one or the size or the shape, this other one would also change because it's a mirror. Now, to create the holes, I'm going to go in here, I'm going to go normal to this surface. I'm going to draw a circle. The circle layout is the same as it was above. From the circle to the edge was 0.5. From the circle to one end, 0.25. Now this time the diameter was different. So instead of being 0.25, it was 0.3. So the hole is slightly larger than the peg, so the peg will actually pass into it. Now, the other type of mirror that I have is a mirror in the sketch. So what I actually need to do to make that happen is I'll draw a center line from, and I can do it from the origin, since the origin's in the middle, or I can just go from midpoint straight down to midpoint. This time when I pick mirror, entities to mirror is the circle. Mirror about is the center line, and you can see it over there. I'm going to accept that, and I've mirrored this, and you can see that it's got relationships now with the other circle. So again, if I made changes here, it would change there. Okay? At this point now, if I go ahead and exit the sketch, with that sketch selected, I can click Extrude Cut. And as you can see, it's starting to cut in. The distance from the drawing has me cut in 0.3 so that they're a little bit deeper than the pegs are, again, so everything fits. And this is the end of the part. The last thing that you do need to do before moving on to the drawing or the assembly is to edit the material. Go down to Plastics and find PVAL. They are in alphabetical order. PVAL is here. Apply, should turn kind of in a whitish color, and then close. This is now ready to be saved and ready to go either to the assembly and or the drawings.